Welcome, everyone. I'm glad you could join us today. We're here to discuss the timing of the funeral prayer. This is an important topic that helps us understand the proper procedures and timings. Over the course of this presentation, we'll cover the key aspects and guidelines related to this subject. Let's get started and explore these points together. As we look at this slide, I want to emphasize the key point that the funeral prayer, unlike the regular daily prayers, does not have a fixed time for offering it. This flexibility is important to understand. In the Maliki school, the funeral prayer can be offered at any time during the day, but it's considered disliked at sunrise and sunset. So, while it's flexible, there are times when it's better to avoid offering it. Moving to the Hanafi school, they also allow the funeral prayer at any time, including periods when the regular prayers are not obligatory. This means they see it as quite flexible, emphasizing the importance of performing it when needed without strict timing restrictions. Similarly, the Shafi school permits offering the funeral prayer at any time, with no restrictions. They focus on the ease and accessibility of performing this prayer when it's needed. The Hanbali school, like the others, allows the funeral prayer at any time, but advises against doing it at sunrise, noon when the sun is at its highest point, and at dusk. The reason is that these are times when it's disliked to pray in general. However, if delaying the prayer might lead to the body decomposing, then it becomes permissible to pray even during these disliked times. Overall, what ties all these schools together is the idea that the funeral prayer's timing is flexible, but there are specific times when it is discouraged, unless there's a pressing reason. This flexibility allows for the funeral rites to be performed compassionately and practically, fitting into the overall process of respectful and timely burial. Let's take a closer look at what Uqba Amir narrated about the times when God's messenger, peace be upon him, advised us not to pray or bury the dead. He mentioned 3 specific periods during the day. The first is from sunrise until the sun is fully up. This is a time when the sun is rising and the light is quite intense. The second period is at midday, when the sun is at its highest point, what we call the zenith, until it passes the meridian. This is usually the hottest part of the day, and when it's advised to avoid certain acts of worship. The third is when the sun is drawing near to setting, which is the late afternoon until sunset. These timings are very significant because they are based on the natural rhythms of the sun, and they help us remember the importance of timing in our worship and daily acts. The Prophet, peace be upon him, emphasized these periods to maintain the sanctity and focus during prayer and funeral rites. Connecting this to the overall theme of our presentation, it highlights how Islam encourages us to be mindful of the right times for different acts of worship, ensuring they are performed at the most appropriate moments. This not only shows reverence, but also helps us organize our day in a spiritually mindful way. So, understanding these times helps us stay connected to the natural order and to our faith in a very practical daily manner.